What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and this morning I have an update on both Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered thanks to a verified insider, as well as an update on this new classic Ghost bundle that will be coming to the new Modern Warfare. So late last night, somebody in the Gaming Revolution's Discord actually came across the COD tracker, and it's a new feature that allows you to see every single bundle that's in the new Modern Warfare, and there's hundreds upon hundreds of items. But I guess something slipped up as usual, and this Ghost Contingency Pack was posted on the site, which is of course unreleased. It'll cost about 2,400 COD points, unless the price itself is a placeholder, and features the classic look of Ghost from the Modern Warfare 2 mission Loose Ends. And the weird thing about this bundle is that it says it contains 10 items, but the website's only showing us 9 items. So people were making theories that what if this is similar to the Ghost UDT bundle that we saw with the release of Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. You got that bundle for buying the remastered campaign. What if you get this Ghost Contingency Pack for buying the remastered multiplayer? Maybe the multiplayer is the secret 10th item, a part of this bundle. But again, all of this could just be a placeholder. The skin itself is definitely coming, but maybe the price and the amount of items in the bundle is just a placeholder at this moment in time. We just don't know. But we did see a little glimpse of the classic Ghost look from Loose Ends in some promo art for Season 3 of Modern Warfare, and now this finally makes sense. The look itself will be featured in an upcoming bundle, and Ghost's getting a lot of attention lately, from Call of Duty Mobile to Season 3 to Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. It's great to see that. Ghost is of course a fan favorite character, but in terms of when this bundle will be coming out, it is currently unknown. But thanks to an insider in the community who reached out to both myself and the Gaming Revolution, we do know that at some point next week, on around maybe the 24th or the 26th, there will be some type of marketing for something, whether it's Call of Duty 2020, whether it's Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered, we just don't know. But after asking more questions about what the status is of the multiplayer, we were told that apparently Activision has stopped pursuing a way to make Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered run inside of the new Modern Warfare game, and instead will have it run through its own application. So it begs the question though, right? Will they just somehow add it to the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered application we already have? Will it be a separate application? I don't see a point in having a separate application. I think they could just, install an add-on and we can find that at the main menu of the current app that we have. But who knows how that's going to work. Now, people out there have been a little confused over on the internet. They've been saying, well, why would they put it inside of the new Modern Warfare? Well, how does that make any sense? Well, as I've gone over before too, sales have progressively gone down with the Call of Duty franchise over the last few years. World War II sold extremely well, but besides that, the franchise has been on a form of a decline, and I'll have an image on screen showing the graph. And I get it, right? They want to boost the sales for the new Modern Warfare as much as possible, and how do you do that when the multiplayer isn't received that well and Warzone's already free to play? Well, you lock a fan favorite, iconic multiplayer experience behind a paywall of some sort. Maybe it'll cost $20, and then when you pay that $20, the multiplayer itself will be at the main menu of the new Modern Warfare, and that makes a lot of sense. But it seems like as of recently they've changed their mind on that and it will be a separate application. But here's the catch though, what we've also been told by this insider is that the multiplayer itself is not exactly a faithful remaster of the original. Things have been changed, whether that means they've removed one-man army and noob tubes, or if they've nerfed other things across the game, or maybe they just slightly modified the maps a little bit. We just don't know what that can mean, but we just know it's not exactly the same multiplayer, and Activision feels like it may be a bit controversial to release it in the state that it's currently in, so work is still being done on it. TGR has several sources, and just about all of them have said the same thing, that work is still being done on it, even though it has been essentially quote-unquote done for the last couple of years. So in terms of why they're changing things with the multiplayer, that's unknown to me. I have absolutely no idea why they would even think of changing Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. I get there were things that weren't really balanced with the experience, but that's what makes it Modern Warfare 2. So imagine pissing the community off by changing things in the actual mode. In terms of what got changed, we just don't know, but if we do ever find out, a separate video will be made on that. But people do argue in the community that Modern Warfare 1 Remastered, or the multiplayer I should say, in that game was ruined by the inclusion of supply drops and DLC weapons, and I'll get to that in a second. But this insider also mentioned that supply drops were 100% not only going to be in the new Modern Warfare game, but also in Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered. So similar to the approach of Modern Warfare 1 Remastered in 2016, which I get, but since supply drops got removed from the new game, that definitely means that they're also going to be removed from Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. So with that being said, changes have to be made to whatever unlock system they've added in or whatever rewards they're planning on adding. So I get it, work has to be done. That's totally fine. But in terms of changing things about it, that's going to piss people off. So maybe for the next few weeks or months, if not longer, they'll likely keep working on it to make it as faithful as possible, but still a little more balanced than what it originally was. Or maybe they'll just release it in a few weeks and see how people react to it, and then from there they'll go ahead and fix whatever needs to be fixed. But when it comes to the campaign itself releasing for Xbox and PC, that's happening around April 30th. So yeah, there's speculation that maybe they'll drop the multiplayer at around that time as well. But what people need to remember is that Sony and Activision are under a contract, right? They signed a contract saying, hey, Activision, you got to go ahead and remaster the Modern Warfare trilogy and give PlayStation a 30-day exclusivity deal of some sort, whether it means being able to play the campaign for 30 days early or have the whole game for a couple weeks. Whatever that means, there will be a deal in place for PlayStation, and I believe they have to have that entire trilogy remastered maybe before the end of 2020 or 2021, which is why they just dropped Modern Warfare 2 out of nowhere, and the game's been done for X amount of years now. So I think now is time to do so that in the next maybe 6 months, if I had to guess, Modern Warfare 3 Remastered could come out, and maybe that'll just release campaign only, and then multiplayer could drop a little bit after that. Who knows? But I do think Modern Warfare's remastered trilogy is a good safety net for them in the case that Call of Duty 2020 does get pushed back. You could just drop Modern Warfare 2 Remastered Multiplayer in the next few weeks or so, and then maybe towards the fall you drop Modern Warfare 3 Multiplayer. That's 2 full multiplayer experiences, arguably some of the best multiplayer experiences in the franchise. They could hold us back until whenever Treyarch is ready to drop their next game. Now, a good point the Gaming Revolution made in his recent video is that they're really stressing the idea of Ghost in the new Modern Warfare game. You have the Ghost of Verdansk, you have the classic Simon Riley look, you have characters like Mace that also wear the Ghost mask. What if, in some way, this could be a prequel of some sorts to the original Call of Duty Ghost? We do know for a fact, based on Easter eggs in the game and word from verified insiders, that the new Modern Warfare reboot is connected to the Infinite Warfare timeline. Obviously taking place years before the events of Infinite Warfare, but they're connected in some way. What if they're also somehow tying into the creation of the Ghost Squadron from Call of Duty Ghost? And we know in Call of Duty Ghost, it isn't connected to the Modern Warfare trilogy, or the original one I should say, but they're all callbacks to Simon Riley as Ghost, right? The dog itself is named Riley, so that's a cool callback already, but why out of nowhere did they add Riley the dog into the new Modern Warfare 2? It's a bit suspicious that they're kind of connecting all these different things. We also have, you know, these weird promotional videos that have been posted on the Call of Duty Twitter, and it's usually a preview of a new multiplayer map in Modern Warfare, and the background music is from Infinite Warfare. So again, clear ties between the franchises, you know, Easter eggs that are tying in the timelines. What if Ghost is also somehow tied to all that as well? I will love that, because Call of Duty Ghost is easily one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time. I know, controversial opinion, I loved Extinction, I loved the multiplayer. I thought the campaign was a bit predictable, but I liked where they were going with the story. Again, ended on a cliffhanger, who knows what happened after that, but it would be really cool to see Infinity Ward kind of tying up every loose end possible, no pun intended, and somehow merging the timelines of Ghost, Infinite Warfare, and this new Modern Warfare timeline, so that in the future they could do more spin-offs, that could continue some threads that they left hanging from some of those other games, right? And I know essentially a different team at Infinity Ward made Modern Warfare 2, and then Modern Warfare 3, and then Ghost, and then Infinite. It's been a shuffle of employees over at that studio, so I get why there's all these different visions and plans going on with every game they make, but hopefully starting with this Modern Warfare reboot in 2019, they have a clear path going forward with how they want to handle their franchise. We also know from the Gaming Revolution, before his Twitter got taken down, there is a plan to have 4 new Modern Warfare games. So we have the one from 2019, and we presumably have 3 sequels after that, each focusing on a different villain of some sort, and probably expanding on on more of our iconic heroes like Price, Ghost of Verdansk, Soap, and probably many others as well like Sandman. So let me know what you think of all this down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on this Ghost Contingency Pack? Do you think Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer will come with this bundle, or will this bundle be sold separately? Also, what do you guys think about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered Multiplayer being modified a little bit, maybe not too bad, but in a way where maybe a lot of the issues from the past are fixed in the remaster? Would you guys rather see the old school multiplayer experience dropped in this day and age? Do you think the community could even handle Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer with the way it is, right? Because I think the type of players that play Call of Duty now might end up ruining what Modern Warfare 2 is. Again, it's not just about the map design and developers' vision, it's also about the players, and I could definitely tell you the Call of Duty community is not in the same state as it was back in 2009. But really hope you've enjoyed. This has been dkdynamite, and peace out, everyone.
Around 850. Roger, I got him lined up. Gold Eagle's on the ground. Watch for snipers on thermal. Over.
You have the DSF. We've got it, sir.
Good. That's one less loose end.